Hello. Let's play around with some filters. Just because I can. Hi, Miss Danny. How are you? Are you looking after yourself? Oh, this is where we have to get used to the pooches jumping on. Whoa, chatty pooches. Chat, chat, chat. This is Mummy's time to talk now. I'm going to talk to the girls, okay? Go away. Please go away. Please go away. Okay. Everybody's gone. Love it. As long as you're not driving, Miss Tori. Hello, everyone. I love this. I would wave to you all, but I can't. So I'm going to give it a minute or so and get everyone on, and then we're going to start talking about today's topic. Welcome to our first live on Instagram. We have been going live, or I've been going live with my tribe online on their Facebook groups. So I thought this way we can reach a few more people, maybe share some of the knowledge that I have grown to learn and educate myself over the last sort of 10 years. So I really enjoy chatting to my tribe every couple of weeks. At the moment, we're going to be hitting it every week. So I thought instead of writing a post, I might jump on here and chat to you guys about health, fitness, mindset, all of the above. So tonight I'm going to specifically talk to everyone about, and I'm happy for you to pop your comments in below. We are going to talk about what happens at the end of the day when you decide to eat that packet of cookies, or excuse the pooches because I'm talking so they think there's someone else here. When you eat a packet of cookies, or you binge and you eat 3 meals, like instead of just a portion size for you. So we're going to talk about that tonight, and how to combat that. Now, if you stick around till the end, I have a VIP special for 5 lucky people, as our next challenge releases next Friday. The meal plans and the workout plans go out. So if you're not sure, or you haven't really done any sort of food or workout plans this year, this might be the one for you, and I'll tell you all about that at the end. But I will need you to obviously stay on so you don't miss out. Now, with these lives, they only stay up for about 24 hours. So if you have to clock off and do something else, by all means, go ahead. I am going to talk for about 20 to 30 minutes, so you can come back and watch the rest of it later. Okay, so let's get started. So hello, everyone. Welcome to our first Instagram live. I am, as I said, going to talk about anything from health, fitness, food, lifestyle, mindset, everything, because it's all like one package. So if you have any questions and it doesn't get answered tonight, or you want me to talk about something in another video, then please send me a DM or send it in the comments below, and I will do my best to talk about it in our next live. As there is only like half a year left, less than that, I'm going to try and jump on here at least once or twice a week so that I can answer all of your questions and help you through the rest of the year. Whether we go backwards into lockdown like poor Melbourne has, or we end up, in a hot spot, we want to get through this together, okay? So I'm not going to just limit that to my online tribe. I'm going to make sure that I'm here to answer any of your health and fitness questions throughout the rest of the year. All right. So let's talk about what happens when you get to the end of the day and you decide that you'll just have that lovely, couple of bits of chocolate, which turn into maybe 10 bits of chocolate. And then you might have 1 serving of dinner that turns into 2 or 3 servings of dinner. So why does that happen? Okay. There's a few basic points. I'm gonna just point out the main ones, okay? And then we're gonna try and work our way backwards. So it actually starts with how well rested you are. So think about what you're eating at the end of the day. And let's go back all the way through what you've had throughout the rest of the day. But even further back from that, you want to check how your sleep was and how well rested you were from the night before. Okay, so did you sleep well? Did you have a broken sleep? Were you not really sleeping, but you were like kind of like in and out of sleep? Or did you absolutely zonk out and you woke up feeling rested? If you did, that's perfect. That's how it should be. Of course, while I'm talking to you guys, the two pooches are going crazy. Okay, so if you're well rested, then you should be able to make a really good decision on what you're going to have for breakfast. Because what happens when you aren't well rested, you end up going for a pretty large coffee, or you have something maybe a little bit sweet, or you skip breakfast because you slept a little bit longer. So that first meal is very important during the day. Now, I'm not going to touch on fasting because fasting is a whole nother subject, and I will talk about that in another live, but we are going to talk about what a basic normal day might look like. So if you have slept well and you're waking up to your first meal, my suggestion would be the first thing that you do is have a glass of water. Okay, because when you're sleeping, you may not realize, and especially at the moment, if you have an electric blanket or the heaters on, you're actually going to be sweating. And now people don't realize, but you actually sweat when you sleep. Most people sweat when you sleep. Your body is going through a detox while you sleep. Now, that's a whole nother subject, but just so you know, waking up, you're going to have to go for that glass of water. All right. So once you've had a glass of water, it tends to then help you with your digestion first thing in the morning, and then you can make a better choice on what your breakfast is going to be. So most people's quick option that I've heard over the last 10 years is going to the cafe on the way to work and getting a coffee and a muffin or a banana bread. That sounds delightful, but guess what? It's not the best way to start your day at all. So what we need to look at is, what are we feeding our body first thing in the morning? Okay, what are you feeding yourself first thing in the morning so you can make better decisions throughout the day? And you ultimately, in the end, don't need to binge or look for sugary things to finish your day. So, starting at the beginning, we've gone through sleep, needs to be right. Then we need to pick our first main meal. Now, I can give you a list of breakfast. Breakfast doesn't have to be cereal. And all my clients know that cereal is pretty much on the no list because it's in a packet. But cereal is, I've heard many terms over the years. It's not, okay, I'm just going to be straight out. I don't care if you're having the best cereal choice that you can. It is always going to be pretty much one color. It's always going to be processed, and it's always going to be full of some crap, excuse that, but some crap to make it hold itself together in a box long enough. No, if you've been following me long enough, you know that I tend to have some sort of maybe eggs with as much color as I can for my breakfast. If I can't get that, then I'll have a smoothie that will have maybe 6 or 7 different ingredients in it. It's not out of a box, it's not one color, and it doesn't have extra funny looking numbers that my body doesn't know what to do with stored in there to keep this thing on a shelf for 20 weeks, okay? The easiest thing I'm going to say, the one thing that maybe you can take away from today is the longer that food has been sitting in a box, the deader it is, the less energy it has to give your body. Okay? Easy. That's the easiest thing for me to tell you. So, the longer it's been sitting in a box on a shelf, the more processed it is, the less energy it has to give you, your body. So, imagine if you skip breakfast, fine. But if you're fasting and you know how to do that correctly, if you are doing overnight oats, at least, if you're doing an overnight oats recipe, I know that's also, and chia seed puddings, there's place and reason for it, but you need to know what's going to go on for the rest of the day, okay? So color. Like, all of my clients know, eat the rainbow, eat the rainbow. Why? Because you need to get a variety of nutrients and vitamins into your day. So if you don't start with that, guess what? You've now given those hormones a little bit of a shake up for the start of the day. Males and females, we both respond differently. And then the next choice is going to be either you're going to be coming off that banana bread and coming off that coffee and you're going to be looking for something else. Or I ate that, so now I have to have a salad for lunch. Can I just say, when you have a salad for lunch, it is not just tomato, lettuce, carrot, and cucumber. There are so many other things out there. I promise you, walk through a fresh farmer's market and everything that is there, try and get one of every color in your house every week. Yeah? So as much color in there as you can. If you are getting color through your day consistently, you will find that you're feeding your body what it actually wants, not what your brain actually thinks it wants. Yeah? Different. This is why, again, we get to the end of the day and things fall apart. So, first meal, if we get it right. If we get our sleep right, we're good. If we get our first meal right, we're good. If you get that second meal right, whether you have a little snack or something in between, you're good. If you get to 3 o'clock and you are starving or you're looking for coffee or sugar or something to pick you up, what have you done the rest of the day? Imagine if you had, let's just go for an example, a large coffee and a banana bread for breakfast, and then you had just some lettuce, tomato, and a can of tuna for lunch. Your calories are all over the place. I'm not even going to start talking about macros, but your calories are all over the place. You're coming off the breakfast sugar into a lunch that didn't even probably hit a 200 or 300 calorie, like enough for your lunch. So everybody's going to be different for calories, and if you count or you don't, it's up to you. Depends who you're working with. Many different variations. I'm just going off the base of the nutrients. Okay, so you've had some sugar for breakfast. Now you're having, absolutely nothing. It's almost just water for lunch. And then you get to 3 o'clock and you're wondering why you're binge eating, or you're looking for those cookies, or there's got to be chocolates in the drawer at work. Because you have absolutely come down off your sugar from breakfast. You've not fed yourself enough at lunch, and now you need to pick yourself back up. Okay, so if you need to pick yourself back up, then you need to go back to the meal before and check where you're at. If you're craving sugar, here's another tip that I absolutely love, that I learned many years ago from a dietitian. If you're craving sugar, you may not have had enough protein in your meals before. Okay, so especially if we all need protein every single day. Vegan, vegetarian, I don't mind. Like if you're keto, whatever, you need to have protein in your day. It's what feeds your muscles, okay? So if I'm not feeding my muscles, I'm going to wither away to nothing. So you need to feed your muscles. It also keeps you fuller for longer. But if you're craving sugar, what have you done the last 6 to 8 hours? Have you had enough protein? Okay? I want you to start thinking about these little things. These are little tips and tricks you can take, and you can write them down right now. You can watch this video again and write them down. Also, just DM me if you're a bit confused, if that's suitable for you or not, and I can chat you through it, okay? Moving on. So if you've got the most of the day right, you get to that sort of 3 o'clock mark. Most people get to that 3-4 o'clock mark. You should just be having another snack. I'll talk about timings later. Once you've had that sort of afternoon snack, then you're not going to go home and go, well, I've missed most of my meals. I haven't had enough calories. I've had lots of sugar today. I'm just going to have a pre-dinner snack. This is where we get all undone. Okay, so pre-dinner snacks, they don't need to be included at all, ever, unless maybe it's a glass of wine on the weekend. Leave them out. If you've done the rest of the day right, you do not need a pre-dinner snack. We are not sitting down to a 2 or 3 course meal on the weekend. No, I do not. I'm not sick. I was just thinking about the 3-course meal I had on the weekend. Okay, there was a lot of food there and there's no way I could have finished it all. But that's a whole nother conversation of how to get around that. So when you're coming home, don't go looking for snacks. Keep your hands off the pies, people. Keep your hands out of the cupboards. Just stay away and then move on to prepping your dinner, okay? Prep your dinner. If you can't wait because you're starving, then what did you do the rest of the day? Maybe you need to add a protein shake in on your way home just so that you don't go home and then binge eat and have a packet of twisties. If you've got kids in the house, obviously you've got snacks in the house, right? So then you don't want to go home and go looking for those things. The crackers, the biscuits. I'll just have one biscuit before dinner. No. All roadblocks, no. Again, another conversation that I will have. So once you've prepped your dinner, your basic dinner, you don't have to get fancy. You can whack together a stir fry. Like, it's that simple. But I'm going to teach you one little trick of how to get through dinner. If it doesn't fit in your hands, you do not eat it. Think about that. If it doesn't fit in here, because my stomach is no bigger than that, right? Like, honestly, it's not even that big. If it doesn't fit in your two hands, you can't eat it. I'm being straightforward because there is only like 20 something weeks left of the year. If I don't be straightforward and I be soft with you, you'll make, oh yeah, maybe it fits. Oh, maybe it fits. How big do you want to be? Okay? This thing just likes to burp in my face every time I'm on the camera. Why do you do that? Get down. Okay, so here. Now, the other trick, the palm of your hand, that's how big your piece of protein should be. Okay, so that's how big your piece of meat should be. Two things. Fit it in here. There's your protein, right? Okay, what am I going to fill up the rest of that with? Okay, well, for me, color, okay? Most of us grew up with meat and 3 veg or meat and 5 veg because there was mashed potato in there for most of us. So you want to go for a piece of protein that fits on your hand, and you want to then fill up the rest of the plate with a little bit of carb. And now I'm not going to get into that because carbs can be root vegetables, they can be brown rice, quinoa, they can be a lot of different things, sweet potato. It depends on where you're at and what you're training for. If it's just training for life, then maybe don't fill up on the white potatoes. That's my opinion. Okay, so I've got my protein. I've got like heaps of either salad or you've got heaps of veg, and then a little bit of, for me, a little bit of carb, depending again on what your goals are, whether you're building muscle or if it's just day-to-day life and you've been sitting at a table all day, maybe reduce that carb just a little bit and fill up on as much color as you can, okay? So there's your tricks. Dinner. Most meals, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Protein, color, and a little bit of carb. Yeah, that's all you need. If it doesn't fit in your hands, you cannot eat it. Unless it is a massive big thing of lettuce and leaves, and you can eat as much as that as you want because 1, the calories, and 2, well, it's not going to shove unless you like push it in. So you can eat as much green stuff as you like. That's going to really help. And that's why green juices became sort of a fad, because the green stuff helps with your pH levels in your body, and that's a whole nother conversation. So if you get all of that right throughout the whole day, so you get your first meal right, then you'll make better choices on your second meal, then your third meal with your snacks in between. Now that's up to you if you snack. If you're eating enough food and the right amount of foods in those main meals, you may not even need a snack. The windows is where I want to touch on. But when we get to that last meal, if you eat correctly and you eat like enough of the right foods and the right colors, guess what? You aren't going to go for the bowl of ice cream. You're not going to go for like it might be a coffee after dinner for some people. You're not going to go for a packet of biscuits. You're not going to go for all of that stuff. Your body won't be craving it. Okay? I will give you one little tip. I always say to my girls, if you're craving something sweet, and this could be for anyone, but mostly for girls because, hey, guess what? Female trainer, we get that thing once a month that you guys don't want to know about. But anyway, so or you have to deal with, either way, whatever. So that then what you want to reach for is something like a piece of fruit because it's sweet, or you might reach for herbal tea. Now, herbal tea, especially in winter, is everybody's fave thing. So you can have a little bit of herbal tea in the winter, and you can swap it up if it's a nice sweet herbal tea. You won't go looking for anything else. And you're not, like, I know personally for me, I'm not going to dip some chocolate biscuits in a herbal tea. Again, not that I have them in the house, but you can have a little cup of sweet tea, and then that will help you. No sugar added. You can add a little bit of honey if you want. But again, this is all other topics of conversation we'll cover another day. So getting those meals right from the beginning will stop you from binging, okay? If you don't get them right from the beginning, then you are absolutely all over the place with your hormones, with your moods. You haven't fed your body the right vitamins and minerals throughout the day, which means you're going to come home, you're going to want that glass of wine, and you're going to want that block of chocolate. You're going to want those biscuits even before you even prep dinner. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Start of the day. If you are going to say to me that you're time poor, here's what I'm going to say to you. There's no rules around when you need to eat your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay? There is no one holding you to say you must eat breakfast at 7. You must eat breakfast at 9. You must eat lunch at 12. You must eat lunch at 1. It doesn't work like that. If my day starts earlier, my whole eating plan starts earlier. Or I wait till later and everything starts later. Okay? So some days I don't have breakfast till 10, which means I have lunch at like 2 or 3, and then I might have dinner at 6 or 7. So I'm not leaving that lunchtime window of 12:30 until 7 o'clock to then eat dinner. No wonder you're also binging in the afternoon, because you're trying to lift yourself up and try and eat something before you get to dinner, right? So try and think of what works best for you. For all of my clients, it comes down to talking about their work breaks some of the time, and convenience. So if you don't want to have breakfast until you get to work, then maybe you need to think of having a shake for breakfast. Or do you have some pre-made like little muffins that you've made with egg and spinach and tomato and whatever else you want in there, like some smoked salmon, something like that. And then you can take them to work, heat them up. They take a couple of minutes to eat. But again, food prep, right? So you're not going to make those first thing in the morning. So you need to really plan ahead, and don't go with the everybody else is eating breakfast at this time, everybody else is eating lunch at this time. Oh, my boss said I have to have lunch at 12:30. Well, maybe just have a snack then, and then in your afternoon tea, eat something bigger. Yeah, so eat more of your salad and your lunch then. And yes, you don't have to just have salad for lunch, people. You don't have to. But the fresh, like I said before, the fresh stuff is the best stuff, right? That's what's actually going to help you digest. If your body knows what to do with it, it'll get rid of it. Or if it doesn't know what to do with it, it will store it, okay? So these are all your little tips and tricks. So I think the biggest things for today, the biggest takeaways for today are definitely, if it doesn't fit in here, you can't eat it. And you must get your sleep right so that you get your first meal right, then you get your second meal right, then you get your third meal right. It all starts at the beginning of the day. Okay, how do you start your day and how are you going to end your day? The other thing is, if it's in the house, it's in the house, you're going to eat it. That's just how it is. If you can get yourself a box, this is a trick I do with a lot of my ladies, get yourself a box and put all of that crap, all the processed stuff, all the high sugar stuff into a box and hide it. You tend not to see it, so you won't want it. But I understand for those who have families and that have kids at home, you need those things for lunch boxes and afternoon snacks, okay? So again, put it in a box, put it at the back of the cupboard. They will know exactly where it is, but it is out of your sight. Out of sight, out of mind. That's how these things work, right? Okay, so timing. Don't go with what you've grown up with and what everybody else tells you need to do. Do what's best for you. Eat only what you can fit in your hand. Protein the size of your palm, okay? So there we go. And then hide all the goodies. Put them in a box, hide them in the back of the cupboard, or just don't buy it. I mean, it sounds simple, but is it really? Just don't buy it. So that's sort of my tips on how to stop binging, or how to stop snacking when you don't need to. Other reasons will be affected many of other ways by, like, maybe your mood, the time of the month, how stressed you are at work. They're all going to affect you too. But if you plan ahead and you know what you're going to eat, and you get rid of that crappy cereal, and you eat as much colour as you can, you're going to find not only two pooches just running around like crazy. You're not going to find not only are you not snacking as much, but you're going to feel less bloated. You're going to sleep better. There are so many other reasons. Your skin's going to be clearer. Oh, there is so many reasons. Now, my biggest thing is I try to coach people on the variations of actually how many recipes there are out in the world that are actually really good for us, because we do get lost in this is the breakfast aisle at Coles and Woolies and wherever else. You get lost in that aisle and you think that's the only thing that I can eat at that time of the day. Well, it doesn't work like that. You need to think outside of the box, okay? So what's going to work for you, okay? Don't live off, trust me, I've tried every single diet. You don't need to live off green juices for breakfast. There are other ways of getting your nutrients in at breakfast. Okay, so what I do, basically, I am now running like 5 challenges a year to make sure that my clients have got their food plan and their workout plans sorted. There's no need to think. You just have to print everything off and do exactly what it says, and you work out as per seasons throughout the year. Okay, so I know my Melbourne crew are currently back in lockdown for most of them, and sending you all my love, and I hope you're all doing really well. For those who are in my tribe, I am checking in with you. Obviously, I said last night, for a lot of you, I'm going to be trying to check in more often just to make sure that you get through this 6 weeks that you're currently under, and let's hope it doesn't go any further than 6 weeks. New South Wales, get ready. We could be next. Hopefully not out in the country towns, but I know there's some hot spots in Sydney already. So please be safe, everyone, and, just don't go into crowded places or anywhere that you don't know anyone. I would hate to know anyone in my immediate circle that gets sick, or anyone at all that gets sick. But this is why we have these clean eating food programs, okay? This is why I have these home workouts and gym workouts, is because it's keeping everybody mentally healthy as well as physically. So I think most of you would know, if you eat all the wrong foods, it's generally an emotional eating pattern, but also, again, it comes off the sleep and your choices throughout the day. But what I would like to say is that I'm a big, big believer in the cleaner the food, the better your body is going to fight any infections or diseases, okay? Massive, massive on this. And I've seen plenty of different scenarios throughout my 10 years in the fitness industry where people have completely done a swap because their health was so bad that they have cleaned everything up, got rid of everything that was processed and high in sugar, and they literally had turned their lives around. Okay, so if you're going to do anything for yourselves at the moment, just really try and get in as much color as you can with your food to get the vitamins and minerals your body needs to help fight any infections or diseases that you might get, or any illnesses that you might get at the moment. Okay, that's my recommendation. That's what I believe in, and that's what that's again why I eat as much color as I can, because I want to keep rid of myself. I haven't been sick this year, touch wood. We are in July. I have not had the flu at all yet. Let's hope that stays that way. So what I'm doing for those who are still online right now, and for those who have gotten to the end of this video, I am actually going to offer a 50% discount on our next challenge, because I know a lot of people have been put out of work or are currently out of work. Our next program starts next Friday. The release comes out of the food and the fitness program. You will also have a sheet to track your sleep and your water and everything else as well. So you have a printable for that. Now, normally this is like, it's pretty much almost $50 a week for 8 weeks, but there is a payment option and you're going to get 50% off if you are one of the first 5 to send me a message after we get off this live. Send me a DM to let me know that you're ready, and I will give you a special code. Now, this code is only valid for 2 days. So the reason I've made it 2 days is because this live will stay up for about 24 hours. So if you or someone you know needs to do an 8-week challenge of cleaning everything out, getting on board with a bunch of people who, and now I really only train women, so a bunch of women who would like to sort of work together. We do live Q&As, we do Zoom chats, we are there together, whether you're in Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, it doesn't matter where you are. I've got girls in all those areas, and in Port Macquarie up on the mid-north coast. We work together. I have designed this program. It has been running for a few years now. It's 8 weeks of food, fitness, and sort of wellness tracking. And it basically is going to reset your way of eating and the way that you think about food, okay? So if you or somebody that you know would like to join that, I'm going to give 5 50% discount offers. They're only available for the next 2 days, 48 hours, okay? So you must get them to DM me, or yourself, DM me with their name, and I'll get in contact with them. So first 5, 50% off. That means you're getting it for under $200, and you get a food plan and a workout plan you can keep forever. Now, obviously, we do all the check-ins from the beginning to the end. So if that's you, or you want to know more, and you're not sure if you want to do it, then reach out to me. We can have a chat one-to-one, and I will let you know if I think this one's suitable. Our next 8-week challenge after that is actually our summer challenge, which is the biggest one that we have been doing, or I have been running for the last 5 years. I believe we're in our 5th year now. Wow. Okay. So all of my girls love the summer challenge, but I'm going to talk about that on another video. So for now, the Slim into Spring 8-week challenge is for the first 5 people to send me a DM, 50% off. I'm not kidding you, 50% off. You must DM me ASAP, and you only have 48 hours, 2 days to claim it, and then the code will expire. If you are unsure, or you think you just want to have a chat about training, or you want to have a chat about your food, or you want to have a chat about your sleep, anything like that, reach out. Guys, I'm here. Like, this is what I love doing. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm going to start getting on Instagram more, so that I can chat to all of you and you can get to know me a little bit better, and you can feel free to ask questions. And if you don't ask questions, somebody else might ask you a question. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you for joining me. And I will, let's see who's quick on the mark and who the first 5 people are. Good luck to you all, and I will see you on another video. Bye, team. See you next time.